Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shdows Secrit. Tonight, we sail deep into one of the most chilling maritime mysteries in human history. A story of a ship found adrift on the cold Atlantic with not a single soul aboard, yet everything else eerily untouched. This is the story of the Mary Celeste. The year was 1872. The Atlantic stretched endlessly beneath a sky of gray where wind whispered secrets of the deep. The Mary Celeste, a sturdy 282-ton brigantine, departed from New York on November 7th, commanded by Captain Benjamin Briggs, a man of faith, discipline, and devotion. Alongside him was his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and 7 experienced crew members. Their destination, Genoa, Italy. The ship carried 1,701 barrels of industrial alcohol, and everything appeared calm as they set sail. Yet somewhere in those boundless waves, something unexplainable happened. Something that transformed this voyage into legend. Weeks later, on December 4th, the British brig Dei Gratia spotted a lonely vessel drifting between Portugal and the Azores. Its sails flapped weakly in the wind. No distress signals. No human sound. Captain Morehouse of the Dei Gratia recognized the ship instantly, the Mary Celeste. But what he found upon boarding would haunt the seas forever. The ship was completely deserted. No captain, no crew, no passengers. The lifeboat was missing, but everything else remained eerily intact. The cargo was untouched. The personal belongings of the crew were still neatly arranged. Even breakfast seemed recently eaten. The logbook entries stopped abruptly, last recorded on November 25th, 8 days before discovery. The sea was calm that day. So why would an experienced captain abandon a perfectly seaworthy ship in good weather? The deck was damp, but not damaged. The cargo hatch was slightly open and some barrels of alcohol had leaked, releasing fumes. But no sign of struggle, no sign of mutiny, no bodies, no blood. It was as though every living being had simply vanished. The mystery deepened when people began to examine the small, almost imperceptible details. A sword was found under the captain's bed, but spotless. The cabin was organized, suggesting there was no panic. A sewing machine sat on a table next to half-mended clothes. Even the captain's diary ended mid-sentence. At 8 a.m., observed island, and then nothing. Silence. Some theories suggested that alcohol fumes might have caused the crew to panic, fearing an explosion. Perhaps they launched the lifeboat to escape temporarily, but a sudden gust of wind or strong current separated them from the ship forever. Others whispered darker tales of mutiny, piracy, or supernatural forces. But what if something else claimed them? Something unseen, something from beneath the depths. Local sailors spoke of the sea devils, ancient entities said to claim ships for the ocean's kingdom. They said the sea has moods, and sometimes it hungers. As the investigation unfolded, the Mary Celeste seemed to carry a curse of her own. Every new owner met misfortune. The ship changed hands several times, but none profited from her. One captain died mysteriously on board, another ran her aground deliberately for insurance fraud and drowned soon after. By 1885, the Mary Celeste met her final fate off Haiti, deliberately wrecked for money, but even in ruin, the legend refused to sink. People swore they saw a phantom vessel near the wreck site. A ghostly brig drifting aimlessly across the moonlit sea. Some fishermen even claimed to hear faint cries echoing through the fog, the sound of a woman calling for her child. Could it have been Sarah Briggs and little Sophia, forever lost between life and death? As the decades passed, the tale of the Mary Celeste only grew darker. Spiritualists claimed to have contacted the spirits of the missing crew. In seances, mediums described the terror of the night they vanished, how a white mist rose from the cargo hold, burning their lungs, blinding their eyes. Some claimed that something climbed aboard that night, something that wasn't human. Captain Briggs's last unseen battle, they said, wasn't against the sea, but against something much older and much hungrier. The most chilling part? When the Day Gradia crew towed the Mary Celeste back to port, they reported strange events, unexplained footsteps, flickering lights, and whispers echoing through empty cabins. One sailor went mad, insisting he saw Captain Briggs standing in the galley, dripping wet, staring silently at him. Another refused to sleep below deck ever again. The authorities ruled it an act of abandonment, but no one could explain the fear that clung to those who boarded her. The official documents felt cold and lifeless compared to the dread every witness described. Even Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes, wrote a fictionalized version that added to the legend, implying dark rituals and ghostly revenge. Over time, reality and myth became one, until the Mary Celeste was no longer just a ship, it became a ghost itself. But what if the truth was stranger than fiction? Consider this. Out of the 1,701 barrels on board, 9 were empty when the ship was found. Those specific barrels were made of red oak, not white oak like the others. Red oak is porous, it leaks. Alcohol vapors could have filled the ship's hull, creating a deadly invisible cloud. Maybe Captain Briggs ordered a temporary evacuation to ventilate the hold. But then, something went wrong. Perhaps the rope connecting the lifeboat snapped. Perhaps a sudden storm swept them away. Yet, no storm was recorded in that area. So again, the question remains. Where did they go? Some say time itself fractured on that voyage, that the crew slipped into another realm, a pocket of time between life and death. Sailors throughout history have spoken of dead waters, zones where compasses fail and time seems to stop. What if the Mary Celeste drifted into such a place and only the ship returned? Others believe the Atlantic itself holds secrets we were never meant to uncover. The ocean is ancient. It remembers everything. Every scream, every prayer, every vanished soul echoes beneath its waves. Perhaps on that cold November morning, the sea decided to take what was rightfully hers. Even now, ships that pass near the coordinates of her discovery report strange phenomena: unexplained fog, sudden drops in temperature, ghost lights dancing over the water. Radar equipment malfunctions, and radio static carries faint voices, whispering names that no one alive remembers. And sometimes late at night, sailors claim to see a lone vessel drifting silently through the mist. Its sails tattered, its deck empty, yet its lanterns still flicker faintly. As they draw closer, they realize the name etched on the side: Mary Celeste. Those who have seen her say she vanishes the moment you blink, leaving only the faint smell of salt and old wood behind. But maybe she never left. Maybe she's still searching, still calling for the souls she lost to the deep. So if you ever find yourself on the open sea and the fog begins to thicken, if you hear faint footsteps on your deck or see a light far off that moves with no wind, don't follow it. Don't answer the whispers, because the sea doesn't forget. And somewhere out there, the Mary Celeste still sails, crewless, cursed, and forever lost between worlds. Thank you for watching Shdows Secrit. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more terrifying stories from the shadows.